In this video, I want to talk to you about prefabrication. The key here when we're talking about prefabbing something like overhead MEP or a head wall or walls in general or the exterior, or if you're going modular and you're moving pods in, the goal for us isn't really what you choose, because it has to pencil out, right? Saying everything needs to be prefabbed won't work. Saying everything needs to be stick built won't work. We want to know what you have selected to prefabricate or to bring in modular for your building so that we can represent it on the production plan. The other thing that I want to say is that if we have simulated with you, based on your builder knowledge, a macro and a norm level takt plan, and we see the constraints or the bottlenecks in your system, you may consider making those a part of your prefabrication efforts. Let me give you an example. One time I was the superintendent on a research laboratory, and the underground electrical, the electrical rooms were in the basement, and they were massive. And the overall duration for that was going to be 5 to 6 weeks. So I asked the team, and this was a bit of a stretch, but I asked the team, can we prefabricate all of this? And they were like, man, Jason, you're crazy. But what they did is they laid out these rooms back in their shop. They represented elevations with string lines. They literally laid out all of their gear, and they started to bend pipe literally to prefabricate these duct banks, and they would fabricate them all together with unistrut and with other types of clamps, and they put them in little 5x5 sections. And so what they did is they excavated out the entire area. Because they had prefabricated this, they had it all color coded. They literally just set these things in place, connected the pipes with the color coding that they already had, and narrowed the 5 to 6 week duration down to 6 days. And I even helped them slurry it for them as a favor because I appreciated it so much. So it really was fantastic. So prefabrication, modular, any of these design to work package type efforts are really effective with your bottlenecks. And so what we want to ask you are two things. Number one, tell us what your plan is. Number two, consider prefabrication for any of your bottlenecks once you see the production plan. And so if you do that, we'll really be able to narrow the overall duration, because there's a couple of key ways to narrow your project without hurting trade partners. Number one is find your bottlenecks, your trade bottlenecks and your zone bottlenecks, and optimize them. Number two, rezone it, which will narrow everything the smaller your zone sizes are. Number three, which is what I'm talking to you about now, is designing to the work package, meaning if you see a duration that's holding up your path of critical flow, we can narrow it through prefabrication. Then number four, the implementation of the last planner system. And number five, always aligning work in progress with the capacity of resources. And so prefabrication plays a huge part in that. And that's the ask. Let us know your plan and consider doing prefabrication for your bottlenecks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.